Joining us now this morning is the Consul General of Ukraine here in San Francisco, Dmytro Kushniruk. Thank you for joining us, Consul General. Just watching some of those images, 2 years of this, how can you describe this situation?
Good morning, Max. Thanks for having me here. And I actually remember, as I talked to CBS, I believe the first morning as the war started 2 years ago. And also we talked in Sonoma after that. So the situation for Ukraine, it is really difficult right now on the battlefield. It has become more difficult than it was to some extent because of the lack of the necessary support from the West recently. But we also have to remember that Ukraine has done a lot through these 2 years. We have regained control of more than 50% of what Russia initially captured. We have destroyed almost 30% of Russian Black Sea fleet and taken back control of our important cities. So we have what to be proud of, but at the same time, we understand that without the necessary support, it will be more and more difficult for our soldiers on a battlefield.
When we can talk about support, I mean, President Biden, has committed billions of dollars to Ukraine over the last 2 years since the full-scale invasion began. More could be coming, but the aid package that is currently in Congress is kind of stuck with politics on Capitol Hill right now. Every day that continues to be debated and kind of stuck in that gridlock there. What does that mean for people in Ukraine?
It's very important for people in Ukraine and for Ukrainians here in the Bay Area, because that's the point which is being discussed when Ukrainians meet all the time, and what will be discussed when Ukrainian will be having our rallies and meetings this day today. So every day with the delay of the bill being passed in the Congress means more Ukrainian lives being lost on the battlefield, because for Ukrainian soldiers, it's much more difficult to fight if you don't have enough ammunition. And as of right now, the assumptions are that the soldiers have about 40% of the artillery that they need. So that is, and Russia have much more. And we don't want to deep into American politics. It's not for us to do that. But we have been proud that Ukraine had the bipartisan support, and we need it in future. But what we know is that if that bill, supplemental bill, would be put into vote in the House, it would be definitely supported. We're sure about that. So because it was already passed Senate, and now it has to pass the House. So it just has to be put into vote.
Consul General, we have quite a Ukrainian population here in the Bay Area, and that's grown since this began, correct?
Correct. It has grown, and we assume that about 30,000 have come to California, and about 5,000-6,000 have come to Bay Area.
So today, marking 2 years, and this is not an anniversary, this is 2 years since tragedy began, really. What's happening here in the Bay Area to mark this date?
Yeah, well, there are a series of events. So today there will be an outdoor rally from the city hall around the city, and then there will be a rally near the ferry building. Also, there will be an event at Stanford, and there will be a movie screening tonight. So we understand, that the life still goes on here, and at the same time here in San Francisco will be the Lunar Year parade, right? But all Ukrainians here, they want to keep the attention to Ukraine at the same time. It's very important after the 2 years, and we understand the war is not stopping because Putin doesn't want to stop, and we want the people to remember what's happening in Ukraine and how and why it is important to support.
And Consul General, I want to ask one more question. We only have about 40 seconds left here, but President Biden announced more than 500 new sanctions against Russia stemming after Alexei Navalny's death. What is your take there?
Well, our President Zelensky has said today that we are grateful for every sanction imposed in Russia, and that is absolutely true. But we believe that these sanctions could have been done before, and we all wish that they were more effective. But effectiveness of sanctions also depend not only on the United States and Europe, but also on the other big countries of the world, which are not supporting that, unfortunately, allowing Russia to trade their oil with India, with China, and others. So, but all the sanctions are important. It helps bring the victory closer.
Consul General, thank you for spending some time with us this morning, and thanks for letting us know of the situation there and, of course, what's happening here locally, what people can do. We have a lot more on our website, kpix.com, as well, for ways that people can get involved and help out. But thank you again for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much.